Morning. Welcome to the queue. It is Operation Octopussy Japan Turn 12. And this is our purchase for $74. We're going to advance the light carrier. We're going to finish off, well, not advance. We're going to place the light carrier that was in Stage 2. Same thing with the battleship that was in Stage 2. We're going to place on the build queue a fleet carrier and a heavy cruiser. We're going to build a sub, two militia upgrades. This rail is 4 because we're building it in a jungle. 2 Marines, 1 artillery, anti-aircraft, mountain, turn him around, 2 infantry. Here is 3 infantry in Honshu, and finally 3 militia to spread about. All that could change if we're successful on tech. So we've got yellow for factories, white for long range, and blue for large ship construction. So let's see, we need yellow, we don't have, it's here in a cup, and a white. All right, so let's put those in the cup. I'm rolling left-handed again, doggone it. Not sure. Now we got our tray slightly cocked there. All right, so 2, 3, and a 12. So we are not successful on long range or large ship, but we do get factories. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we do have a couple minor combats, so I'll leave that there. All right. So let's grab these 2 Marines on these 2 destroyers in P-64. 1, 2, and we'll come into the North Island here. We've got a fighter in P-64 as well. 1, 2, 3. He'll have a movement of 1 left. That's 1 attack. The second attack, we're going to have the same thing here in Kyushu. 2 Marines get on 2 destroyers that are in P-16 and come down 1, 2. They'll go into Guam. Seems like I'm holding the camera a little high today. All right, so we're going to have a plane come over. We've got a fighter from the carrier, 1, 2. We'll have a movement to 2 left. Our last attack on the Pacific side is KMT did retreat out of Quichao. I think we're going to try and punish those 2 militia that are there. But I don't want to lose any aircraft, so we're going to send 2 infantry out of Hunan, and then these 3 planes will go 1, 2, and they'll have a movement of 2 left. I'm not going to move them because they're going right back to the carriers. That is the last combat in the Pacific. 1 combat on the African coast here. This destroyer will grab a Marine, come up 1, 2 into I-3, and just be a walk on here in Tanganyika, no point value. That's it. Let's do a convoy raid here in M8. The seaplane will come out and convoy raid here in P50. I took the red marker off that, and I didn't move it, but it's going to convoy raid as well. 1, 2, 3. So it comes from P50 down to P64 to convoy raid. And then those will be non-coms. All right. So let's start off with the convoy rating because that's the best. We're going to need a dice on the sub. And this British dice is green, and the British dice gets a +1. All right. So that is 4 to... Oh, no. It's the other way around. All right. So we got nothing. All right. So the next one is the seaplane in P50. Oh, even. All right. And then the cruiser here in P64, which I believe also is 2 to the British dice. Well, even. So we take no money. But we did convoy raid, so we basically steal 2 bonus money. So we got 2. What's our next attack? I guess, well, let's start up here in Quichao. I'll have 2 infantry at 1 because it's mountainous. Nothing. 2 tacticals at 7. There's the 2 hits we needed. For grins, the fighter, would he have gotten a hit? No. All right, so it's 2 at 2 back at me. Nothing. All right, so no harm to the Japanese there. Also no income increase because it's worth nothing. It's only a strategic value. Do I have a roundel? I didn't put a roundel there for the attack. Let me grab that real quick. All right, so there's 2 infantry in Quichao. All right, and then the planes just landed, not even on the screen again. Then the planes just landed back on the carrier. All right, next battle here in Guam. Guam is not mountainous. 2 Marines at 2 and a fighter at 6. Ooh, no hit. All right, so now we have a militia at 2. Nothing. All right, let's roll this at once. Kind of speed this up a little. Just got to get to work. So the 2 orange will be the infantry at 2. Fighter will be at 6. We got nothing. The militia defends at a 2. Oh no! Marine down. Next is, so the orange will be the Marine at 2. There's a hit finally with the fighter. And the militia, oh, I don't take it. What a shaft. Complete shaft. I should have brought 2 planes into that one. Who knew? Last battle. Hopefully it goes better. So that is mountainous, though. So the Marines will be at 1. They'll be the orange. Fighter will be at 6. Oh, gosh. 2 for the defense. Ooh, that was close. Same thing again, round 2. Got the fighter, got a hit. So we win this battle. And a militia, oh my gosh, the militia are killing me this turn. I lost 3 Marines. Killed 2 militia. All right. Not a good round for Japan. We do take 1 from, who is that? Anzac. So we go up to 60, and they go down 1 to 5. And that is a failure there. Okay, all right, so I got that marker down. All right, so let's do some non-coms. We're going to land the planes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this light carrier here from P9 comes 1, 2, 3, catches that fighter. And this fighter that's on P9, 1, 2, 3, lands on the carrier. All right, so this destroyer comes down 1 into P16. The sub here in P15 goes up, takes their place in P9. All right. We got an air transport in Honshu. You know what? I probably should have used that in there, but who knew? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the Caroline Islands. Off camera again. All right, so this carrier has come down 2 from P64 to P73 to catch that fighter. We got 1 torpedo boat destroyer from P64 coming down to P73 as well. The sub will go up 1 to P71 to continue our blockade of that major port. All right, so that 3 ships, that blocks that one. All right, so that port is closed, even though we didn't get it. We got a movement of 2 on this seaplane. It's just going to go back to Singapore. All right, so the destroyer in P50 grabs the Marine and comes down 1, 2, 3 into P64 and just puts the Marine on New Guinea. All right, this airborne moves across the Narrows to the northern Philippine Islands. We've got a transport, well, 2 of them in Hong Kong. One of them's coming out Into P50, we'll grab the infantry from Siam, the artillery from Sumatra. 2-3 goes into port in Maharashtra, drops those eyes off. All right, these are dead. Oh, so I did kill 4 militia to the cost of 3 Marines. That was painful. Down south, we've got a transport in I-1, which will grab a Marine and an infantry. 1, 2, 3 goes into port here in Maharashtra. Drops off the Marine and the medium armor. 2 medium or heavy cruisers in A-54. 1, 2, 3 go up to I-4. The carrier will also join them. 1, 2. No, it actually will go up to I-7 by itself. Or will it? Maybe it needs to be with those heavy cruisers. I hadn't thought about. Well, there isn't any Allied planes in the area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they got nowhere they can go. So it can go to I-7 by itself. All right, the fighter that was on the carrier in I-1 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into the Lower Egypt. The tactical that's on I-1 will come up 1, 2, 3. The more I think about it, it seems silly to leave that alone in I-7. So we're going to leave it in I-4, that light carrier. So the tactical just comes up 2. Well, I guess it would be 3. 1, 2, 3, and lands on that light carrier in I-4. So that's it for movement on this side. Oh, wait a minute. No, I didn't mark it, but the strategic naval move for this transport in Lower Egypt. 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, it comes out into the sea zone. 1, 2. You're going to grab the anti-aircraft and the infantry that didn't move. And then 3, 4, and it'll go back in port. And drops them off in the card here in Lower Egypt. All right. Any other moves? Oh, yeah. We got some transport. We need to do some chipping out here. So let's take 3 infantry off. And we'll add a green chip to this stack in Kwangtung. From Hunan, 1 of the green chips of 3 infantry is going to come over to Kwangtung. The other remaining units will go into, what is this here? Nanking. So this 3 infantry goes in. 1, 2. I'm going to take that gray chip off. So that's 3. So that will be another green. All right. This is getting messy here. I probably should have just chipped before I did my turn. The 3 artillery will go into Nanking. And I probably should chip that out, but maybe later. All right, the medium armor from Rihe will just go up to Beiping for my mobile attack force. That leaves the 2 transports. This transport in Hong Kong comes out 1, 2 into P15. We're going to grab 2 infantry from Honshu, and we're going to put them over here in Korea. And he'll go in port. And this is for next turn because I didn't get to take advantage of the rail system this turn. That leaves 1 last transport. We'll come over 1, grab 2 infantry. So I got chip out again. All right, so let's get 3 grays. All right, so 2 stay. So I'll need to do that. And then it grabs 2, comes back, and we're going to add 2 grays to this infantry stack in Nanking here. All right. I think that is the extent, these are in Honshu, of the movements. I believe so. I don't see any more markers. I don't see anything else I want to do. Get that off. I think we're going to place units now and collect some cash. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and collect cash while we're here. So we're at an even 60 now. So take that off. Take that off. $60. All right. So 60, 66, 69, 73, 75. So we went up 1. All right. So $75 for next turn. Let's place our light carrier and battleship, and they will go here into P16 on this card. And that's our fleet there. The sub goes on the opposite side in P15. That guy went in port, actually. All right. Heavy cruiser goes on stage 2. The carrier goes on stage 3. And 2 Marines in Kyushu. 3 more infantry in Honshu. All right. Our rail, and I'll grab what goes on that side. All right. So the rail goes here, I think on the border of Burma, in Bengal. So that connects that rail line. Anti-aircraft gun in southern India. Mountain infantry in Calcutta. And down here in South Africa, an infantry. Rihi gets an artillery. Sam gets an infantry. All right. Okay, so I may move that artillery next turn. Last but not least, we got 2 militias and their upgrades. So one of those is going to be here in Maharashtra, and the other one, where was that going to be at? That was going to be here in the Carolines, I think. Yeah. All right. So that is those 2. So I'll take those off. Well, I can leave them for next turn if I do that. That just leaves the 3 militia to place. We got 1 in the gap here in Western Manchuria. 1 here in southern India, and the final one down here in South. No, that's Cape Town. Cape Town. All right, so that is it for the placements and the cash, 75. Let's go on to a recap. North New Zealand is a Marine. C-Zone P-73 is 2 destroyers, torpedo boat destroyer, light carrier fighter, P-71 submarine, P-64 destroyer, battle cruiser, heavy cruiser, torpedo boat destroyer, New Guinea a Marine, P-69 is a coastal sub, before I forget it. On the Caroline Islands is a airborne militia, infantry, air transport. Nothing on Guam, missed that one. Light carrier fighter, 2 destroyers in P-43. P-16 now is 4 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 1 destroyer, 2 light cruisers. Oh, there's a sub in there. I'm going to move that sub. I didn't realize I had a sub in there. And a light carrier. So the sub that was in there is coming out 1, 2, 3 down here to the Carolines as well. Or you know what? 1, 2, 3. We'll come over here to the Marshalls, P-47. Okay, so back to recap. Sub in P9, Hokkaido 2 infantry militia, Tokyo, 3 militia infantry. Honshu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry, 1 militia. Kyushu, 2 marines in port as a transport. P-15 as a sub. Korea, 2 infantry. P-32 is a transport, 2 fleet carriers, 2 fighters, 2 TACs. Coastal sub in P-41. Kwangtung, 9 infantry, 2 militia, 2 artillery. Quichao is 2 infantry, 2 militia in Hunan. Nanking, 9 infantry, 3 artillery, 1 cavalry, 2 militia. The fort is not yet complete. Shangtung militia, Hopei militia. Beiping infantry, motorized artillery, cavalry, medium armor. Suyan militia, mountain infantry, Rihe artillery, Korea 2 infantry. All the northern Manchurias has a militia now. Siam militia infantry. Seaplane in Malaya. Calcutta militia, mountain infantry. Southern India is a militia, anti-aircraft gun. Maharashtra, 2 medium armor, 2 infantry, 1 marine, 1 artillery, 1 militia, 2 transports in port. I-4, tactical light carrier, 2 heavy cruisers. I-3, destroyer. Tanika, 1 marine. Southern, well, it's not southern, it's Cape Town, 2 infantry, 1 militia. West Africa, 1 militia. Finally, we have in port a Lower Egypt transport, and our part of the Lower Egypt card there is 3 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft gun, 1 fighter. And I believe that's it. Sprinkling of militias on the islands, none of that has changed. So we are ready to go on to Boston Bruce with the UK, Commonwealth, and France.